once I said no, she literally told me that I wasn't gonna go far in this business. Ha! And even when I wanted to cry and quit, don't you worry, I cried. I just continued. Best thing you can do, especially in a creator industry, is protect your mind. Okay, quickly. What's the one thing you keep saying you're gonna do, but you don't? You keep putting it off. Don't worry. I'm gonna participate too. Mine was YouTube. We're here now. What's your excuse? What's your thing and what's your excuse? That's right. Let's get started, okay? Coming in hot because, baby, we just reached over 500,000 followers on Instagram. I'm so excited. Clap for me. Okay, I want to share with y'all how I was able to go from 25,000, 50,000, 100,000 to 500,000 followers since I got laid off January 6, 2023. Let's clock in, okay? Okay, so we're gonna jump right in. I am a lifestyle creator, fashion, beauty, travel, faith. I own 3 businesses. I am a full-time creator. I own a jewelry company called The Merciful Collective. We sell But God jewelry. It is a movement to give God the glory. I also co-founded a company called The Strategic Influencer, where we teach creators how to generate income without relying on brand partnerships through affiliate marketing. Okay, I get so busy and I'm so excited to finally be tapped in, locked in, sat down with the camera on. This might not be the best video ever, but guess what? It's posted. All right, let's get into it. The first thing that really helped carry me all these years, all these different seasons of my life, is that I'm not a hater. I think a lot of us have to do some self-reflection, but I'm just gonna speak from my perspective. When I first started creating, I decided I was going to be tunnel vision into my goals. I remember being laid off and being like, oh, I don't wanna work again. At the time, I had started going viral like 2 months before. So I had grown from 10K, from 12K. In January of 2023, when I got laid off, I was around 30 to 40 to 50K. So I saw myself growing and I saw that glimpse of opportunity. And so I got laid off. I negotiated my 3-month severance, because you can negotiate your severance, thank God. And I decided I was gonna lean in. And as soon as I leaned in and I focused on what I was doing, I was so tunnel vision that not being a hater is so important, because literally comparison is what? The thief of joy. I want you to reflect on yourself. And I'm sure you're like, I am not a hater. I'm not a hater. There's 2 things that really help me. Not being a hater and also not being a huge consumer of content. What does that look like? I was a big fan of post and ghost. I would post and go mind my business. I would interact for maybe an hour and go mind my business. And then once I got introduced to ManyChat, the automation platform where you can do the auto response, I really was minding my business. So what's so important for me was, yes, I had sessions where I studied social trends, studied trending audios, etc. But I would give myself a window and then get offline. Or go on TikTok and kiki, because that was a different type of content I was consuming. When I talk about content consumption, I mean dangerously falling into the pattern of watching creators that you admire, and it slowly turns into jealousy. It's real. It slowly turns into copycats. It's real. It slowly turns into, that could have been me. I should have been doing that. I could have been doing that. And what was so healthy for me is that I had a clear mind. It wasn't until last year, 2024, that I really started even meeting other creators. This is not to say to isolate yourself. I never felt isolated. I was on a path that I had written out in the beginning. I wrote my vision down. I wrote my game plan down. I wrote down what I wanted to do and I went after it. And it is not to say I was not inspired by other creators, but I did not spend so much time consuming that it stalled me from creating. And that is what is so important, because it might not sound like a strategy, but all of this is a mental strength game. And the best thing you can do, especially in a creator industry, is protect your mind. Like, I promise you guys, I feel like I'm always so clear-headed as soon as I'm not plugged in. And it's crazy because I started off so tunnel vision, and I slowly kind of started watching more people and peeping the scenery and all those things. And like I said, I'm going to be 100% transparent. I went through some seasons of jealousy, feeling inadequate, feeling unseen, because I was so worried about seeing other people. And so that's why I just bring back in that comparison is a thief of joy. And I promise you, whatever is for you will never pass you. So me minding my business helps me excel because my mind is clear so that I can complete what I'm here to do. Walk in my purpose, keep showing up, appreciate my audience. I mean, this is from when I was getting 1 comment, 2 comment, I promise you guys, if you have a clear mind, you're going to be able to execute in such a stronger way. You're going to be able to show up authentically as yourself. You're not going to be taking notes from somebody else's creativity. Lean into who you are. I promise. Like, to this day, I just remind myself, I'm Janisha. Nobody else is me. I'm nobody else. And that is what's going to make me show up authentically as myself. The more you consume other people's content, you like inevitably ingrain it in your mind when you're concepting, when you're strategizing, when you're shooting, when you're editing, all those things. And then you're like, well, did that look like theirs? Yeah, because you're obsessed. You clocking other people is literally killing your creativity. I promise you. Number 2 is I stuck to my plan. I stuck to the plot. Okay, so let's get into what that looks like. First of all, I want you to have a plan. I want you to write down why you're even starting this. I want you to write down what you're trying to get out of it, what you want others to get out of it. So many people are like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that. You want to do what? You don't know, and that is why your content's all over the place. That's why I'm confused. That's why I'm confused when I'm on your page. But I'm just going to talk about me today, okay? So when I first started, like I said, I was so clear. I want to share work style. Then I got laid off. And I was like, well, that's crazy. What I want to point out is that I stuck to a plan, right? I established that I wanted to be a work style creator, and then I got laid off. So I want to emphasize that sticking to a plan does not mean never adjusting. I had to evolve, transition, adjust to being laid off. Was I still able to share what I would wear to work or things I wore to work? Yes, because I didn't even share that I was laid off for a mighty long time. I think it was like, for a whole year, I didn't even share I was laid off. So I was still able to do that, but because my mind was open, because my mind was clear, and because I had no job, I was open to new possibilities. But all in all, I stuck to my plan. To this day, content foundation is style. I share a little bit of this, a little bit of that, more of that, more of that. But when you come to my page, the followers who follow me, they know they can find a look for the tall, curvy girl, okay? That is my plan, and I am sticking to it, and I stuck to it. And even when I wanted to cry and quit, don't you worry. I cried. I just continued. And I know that's a difference that people sometimes they struggle with. It can be so debilitating. It can be so defeating sometimes. This algorithm we can't control. The audience we really can't control anything but us. So that's why we go back to point 1. There is so much power in your mind. So if you build your mental strength in this game, I promise you, it will carry you far. You will generate millions. You will garner so many followers because your mental strength is so cut and clear that even when things aren't going your way, because you have a plan and you stuck to it, trust me, the results will follow. Trust me, I had days where I was like, I'm sick of just sharing my outfits. I'm sick of this. Do people even know I'm smart? Do people even know I have a voice? And that was something I had to work through on the back end. And I was happy to literally share with my audience. I remember sharing a video after God was like, you should share this. I shared about losing my voice when I was in corporate and how I was so excited to speak again and share. All these things took time though. But don't you worry, I still stuck to my plan. And I want to just keep saying that because so many of us start something and we don't finish it because we got discouraged along the way. And baby, business can be boring. Business is boring. You're not always going to be excited. And if you always want to be excited, this ain't the business for you. Period. You can cry, but don't you quit. I'm telling you right now, y'all. Sticking to the plan, reminding myself day after day, looking back at my old posts as I continue to grow to stay motivated. Because yes, other people can encourage you. I have a strong family. I have a great husband and he was very encouraging. But at the end of the day, it is you and that camera, and nobody else can create the content for you. And nobody else can show up for you. So having that plan, a plan that's authentic to who you are, not because you've seen it work somewhere else, but because it's authentic to who you are, helps garner consistency. I don't really take no days off. Am I the healthiest person? I don't know. You tell me. I tell you. Write your plan down. Why are you starting this? My mission is to help people. I share tall and curvy outfits. I share my faith, my trust in God, my journey. I share my travel. I share some of my marriage fun. I share little parts of myself, but my content foundation is fashion, and that's the plan. I want to share a little story. So a manager told me after I did a trial with her, and I decided not to go with her because she was telling me over and over again that there was no money in fashion. She was telling me repeatedly that I needed to share more about myself. I needed to share about beauty, lifestyle. I needed to do more storytelling because I wasn't going to be able to evolve and grow truly as a fashion creator. And in that moment, I remember when she first told me, and I felt so defeated because fashion is my passion, okay? So I was feeling so defeated, and I remember reflecting on my old journals, looking back, seeing how she was literally beating me down with her words and trying me to deflect from the plan that I knew was my jam, okay? So it took me a minute, but I was like, nah. I'm actually not going to move forward with you because you're not aligned with my vision. So once I said no, she literally told me that I wasn't going to move far in this business. Ha! Look at where we are now, and we thank God. And that just reminds you that you have to be confident in your plan, not someone else telling you what your plan should be. And I'm so passionate about that because, baby, it's you at the end of the day. It's you. And only you can stay true to what's true to you. Number 3, she's rolling. I was a great student, still am. I think so many people forget that in order to grow, you need to absorb knowledge. You need to increase your intellectual property. See, how much do you know? Who are you learning from? Who are you listening to? I am a great learner. And I don't mean just within the creator space. I like to learn from everyone because you never know what tidbit is going to help you, and so you can apply it to your business model. Example, my brother is an online fitness trainer, Bull Fitness 95, shout out the gang. And he taught me years ago about ManyChat. He used that to grow his customers, to create a newsletter, create a mailing list. And I remember he told me, he's like, oh, you should create a mailing list. You should have a private community. That sounds great. Like I said, I'm a great listener. The youngest of 7 children, I literally have been born to listen to other people and learn from their mistakes. So he told me to create ManyChat for a mailing list. I immediately saw an opportunity like, hey, I share links via affiliate marketing. Why don't I use ManyChat, not just for a mailing list, but to send the links to people's DMs directly? That is a strong example of applying somebody else's strategy to your own business model in order to get some success. And now for me, ManyChat changed the game for me. More on that later. I'll be speaking at the ManyChat Instagram Summit 2025. Make sure you're there. Anyway, quick plug. So many of the things I know now are from the relationships where I was sitting at a dinner table, having coffee, having drinks, having a small conversation where someone shared something so big and impactful with me because I was reaching out, I was vulnerable, I was having a relationship when it comes to business, and I'm always so open to listen. Like I said in the last place, someone might tell you something. It's up to you to apply it to your story. It's up to you to apply it to your business model. But you have to be a good student. You do have to do your research. You do have to learn some things. There are so many resources now, especially for this billion-dollar creator economy, that there's no reason why you can't be absorbing and learning. That does not look like watching somebody else do their content. That looks like literally seeking out knowledgeable resources like this video to learn more and how you can apply it to your business, because creating is a business, okay? It's so important to be a good student, but even more important than being a student is to be someone who executes. As soon as someone told me something to do and I believed that it was going to be strong for my business model, I executed. Do not be someone who's just absorbing and that's it. Because now all of a sudden you're an encyclopedia. No, I need you to learn and then execute. That is how I reach success. I was like, oh, what are we doing? Bet. Implementing that immediately. Like, that was literally always my train of thought. How can I learn more, implement more, learn more, implement more, learn more, test it out, didn't work, try it again, try something else, implement more. That is literally the game. I was able to learn about affiliate marketing from a small dinner where someone told me she was paying her mortgage. I was able to learn about ManyChat from someone who was using it for a different business model. There are so many opportunities in learning from others, building those relationships, and seeing how it can apply to your business model. And that goes back to what? Establishing your plan and knowing what's gonna fit for you. You're not just throwing things and seeing what's gonna stick on the wall. I'm telling you, you have to write out your plan, write out your vision, write out your mission, and then see what's gonna align to that. Of course, important. I built a team. Not had an assistant immediately. I still to this day don't have an editor, and that's on me because I need one. It came when it was supposed to. I interviewed with several different agencies, and some told me I wasn't even ready, which is so funny, haha. But that was God protecting me. I'm faith-based, I'm always talking about Jesus. That was God protecting me. And it was so interesting because what I told you guys before, I talked to a manager who was, to me, so evil. Once I told her I was not aligned with her, that showed me 100% that I'm so glad I wasn't stuck with her. And then the last agency was so crazy because it was my dream agency, but God had already revealed to me that wasn't the plan. So when I talk about building a team, it's not about getting signed to an agency. It's not about hiring people and having an overhead you can't even manage because you don't even make enough, because why are you spending so much money on so many people to be helping you and you don't even make enough money? Whew, child, don't stress me out, okay? I emphasize that this was not the first step. This was my latest step. First, I wanted to show myself that I could consistently make money. Generating money that would be, I could forecast. It was predictable amount of income. I'm gonna make X amount of this. This is the minimum. This is possibly the maximum. Data is very important. The next point was establishing who is someone I can trust, who can manage this business, because you do get to a point where you need help. I was drowning a bit. And it wasn't until I really asked my current manager, like, hey, I really need help. Do you think that you could do this? And because she was aligned with what was called for her, she ended up creating an agency and she manages me to this day. And it's been over a year. And from there, the team has been sprouting and growing and growing. I have made so many mistakes. I have learned so much, but building a team was so essential because guess what? Delegation leads to expansion. You need to learn how to manage, and baby, that is a challenge within itself. So many of us scream that we need help, but we don't even know how to lead. We don't even know how to assign. We don't even know how to manage. I promise you, there is so much more to say about this one. But building a team has been one of my biggest challenges and one of my greatest rewards. And that has been able to help me. But guess what? I had to take my time. When I thought I wanted it, I wasn't ready. And what I thought I needed, I didn't even end up wanting once I was ready. Do not rush into agency. And I will say this. If you are a creator and you are really seeking out, trying to be signed, and someone reaches out, and an agency reaches out to you, I beg you to reach out to creators who have been signed by them, who are currently signed by them. I don't want anyone to feel afraid. I reached out to people before when I was having conversation because I was like, okay, what's tea? Like, really give me the real world as a creator, not as an agency rep trying to get me signed. Y'all are gonna always pull out the red carpet. I wanna know the real world and what it's gonna look like for me. I want people to DM other creators, ask on threads, be more open. There is so much strange tension around agencies and the lack of transparency with the creators, and I just pray, I just want to protect creators so bad that I want the conversation to be open. I want it to be open doors. So I encourage you, because when I was meeting with the agencies, I was reaching out to people who were signed to them or used to be signed by them. And I just want to encourage you to do the same thing if you're a creator on the cusp. And I beg you to do a trial. I beg you. Okay. What has truly carried me was knowing from the beginning who I was in this business and committing to how I was going to show up. I committed early on to being a helper. I committed early on to serving others. So what does that look like? It means I show up with a servant's heart, and what I do is not about me. It is about helping what? The tall, curvy women find clothes, find options, reinforcing that confidence that they are beautiful, they are gorgeous, there are many different options out here for them, and that they can show up looking their best selves without having to spend $1 million. I believe that knowing who you are early in the game, sitting down and really reflecting on yourself, this is aligned with the sticking to the plan. You establish it and you stick to it. They're twin sisters, okay? It helped me to stand firm in how I showed up because I live in my truth that translates through my content. So I really just want to encourage you to understand what your truth looks like, because that's how you can continue to show up so easily. Like, if you wonder how people create so much content so easily, I pray, and like I said, I don't know everybody. I know myself. The way I'm able to show up so easily in content is because I'm not faking the funk. Is it challenging some days? That's not about the passion behind it. I mean, that's behind, that's motivation. I'm tired, I'm this, I'm that. But I'm not faking the funk. And that's what's so important. You need to sit down, look at yourself, and what really makes your heart beat? What really gets you going? And for me, because my position and my business model is helping people and serving others, the question I ask myself is, how am I serving people? How am I showing up? What does that look like? Down to the nitty gritty of sharing that I'm 5'9", 200 pounds, size 12. That is helping someone. Because when I post and you're scrolling quickly, because we're all just scrolling. If you go and see your stats or my stats, we're instantly connected. All of these things are about connecting to one another. All of these things about relating to one another. It's just so imperative to just stand in your truth, because it will shine through your videos. When people meet me in person, I'm the exact same way. When I meet my followers in person, they come up to me like I'm a girlfriend, because I am. We're just girls. So those are the 5 things that have been carrying me. That and Jesus, Lord, my Christ and Savior, don't get it twisted. Those are the 5 things that have been carrying me, that have been grounding me, that have been pushing me, shaping me. I am going to commit to showing up here on YouTube more, because I feel like I get so many questions about what I do and how I do it and why I'm doing it. And I'm finally not saying tomorrow. So here we are today. I'm so excited. I'm so happy you guys watched to the end. Let me know if you guys have questions, because I'm here to respond. I'm here to engage. I'm here to share my experience, whatever knowledge I have. Just hope this encouraged you. I hope you spend more time investing in yourself, because that's how you can create the best content and show up online and feel lighter and not heavy. You want to feel like yourself. I want you to be consistent. I want you to stick to your plan. I want you to learn from others. I want you to build a team as time goes on. Those are the things I did. I'm just sharing my thing. I'm just projecting what I believe onto you. I heard that in the video and I like that. This whole video is a projection, is what she said. It was a great video. I'm projecting just what I did onto you. A lot of these things are projections. So I also want you to be cognizant of what you're allowing to be projected onto you. All right. Y'all can subscribe. I'll holla at you next time, and you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, here on YouTube. Everything will be in the description box, but for now, I'll see you later, and God bless.